Happy Easter! In this episode, in honor of Easter, I'm going to review Peter Rabbit. I'm so excited. I know, that was a bad joke. I don't like it Easter. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on my video. Hello world! I'm Chris Nicety, aka Mr. FLIXTER. Mr. FLIXTER. This flick's from 2018. It's all about how Peter Rabbit, his three sisters, and his cousin left to steal from Mr. McGregor's vegetable garden. But wait, there's more. After old man McGregor's untimely death, a relative inherits the house. A battle of wits ensues. But when he starts falling in love with a painter who lives next door, who's also a nature lover, it challenges his beliefs. Will he be all ears for change? Or go hopping mad?
These gates are incredibly sturdy.
I just need to keep the wildlife out.
It's now a film critic extraordinaire. Meow. Welcome to the Spot Waffy Review. What do you call a happy rabbit? A optimist.
Directed by Will Gluck, it was made on a budget of $50 million. It made $350 million at the box office. It uses creative camera work in fun ways. There are tracking shots from a rabbit's perspective while he's running. The camera actually hardly stays still at all in the flick, but it's not jarring. It makes this flick immensely energetic. The chases in the garden are filmed like any other standard action flick. Filmed in Centennial Park, Sydney, Australia, it's shot so gorgeously, the countryside becomes a character in itself. This flick features Central Railway Station depicted as the London Paddington Station, and Mortuary Railway Station posing as Windermere Station, both located in Sydney. It also features many London landmarks and a random sequence feeling like something out of a travel ad. Like really, WTF? Like I know you're proud of your country and all, but there's a thing called subtlety, nuance. During the live action segments, the CGI looks fantastic. I love how it seamlessly transitions from that to warm pastel-colored 2D hand-drawn animation sequences with a similar art style to the books. Written by Rob Leiber and Will Gluck. Don't expect a direct adaptation from a single story. It explores what happens next, after the books. But it does have a pretty cool reference. It shows how Peter Rabbit's father dies. It doesn't show it on screen, but it hints at it heavily. And I can't believe they went there. But I applaud them for that. Golf clap! But yeah, this isn't like a retelling or an adaptation per se. This is more like a sequel to everything that's already happened in the books, with modernization to make it more relatable for kids today. It's rapidly paced, leaping from one plot point to the next. I appreciate the many homages to the source material, starting with how accurately portrayed the animals and Old Man McGregor look. Having a character named Bee is another lovely touch. Many of her paintings are iconic illustrations from the books.
Beautiful.
I also appreciate how, during the credits, it shows the little line drawings of Peter as depicted on the spine of most of the books. That's such a nice touch. Aside from that, it's full of dry British self-aware humor. Sometimes characters comment on the soundtrack while the song's playing in the background. They break the fourth wall a lot too. Characters mock overconvoluted plot lines in modern films too. But this plotline is overcomplicated, so we'll get to that. At one point, a character even states the setting is, quote, like the 3D version of a storybook, end quote.
It's like a 3D version of a storybook, really.
So, there's that tired cliche that somebody has to rush somewhere to stop somebody from leaving. A scene lampoons this by stating, we all know how this goes, so let's just show the highlights. But it not only does that, it goes further to show the characters taking ridiculous methods of transport to get to their destination. But the level of absurdity that it reaches is so high that you have to laugh. It's hilarious.
It's a lot to process. It really is. Yes.
I love the running gag about the singing sparrows too. It has that other third act cliche too, but it doesn't even mock it. It takes it seriously about the third act breakup. That's just lazy writing.
Well, well, well. It seems as if this tale has gotten out of control. Ho ho ho. Oh, Christ. Honestly, darling, I hate Easter buns. There's no need to resurrect them.
Yet, they are so irresistible.
Ho ho ho.
Sam Neill is Old Man Mr. McGregor. He also plays Tommy Brock, the Badger. He's barely recognizable under all the special effects makeup. He's great at being the living embodiment of that character. His voice acting is brief, but also funny. Can't really say much about it when he doesn't really have a whole lot to say. Rose Byrne is Bee. She's also Gemina Puddle Duck. She's charming in the live-action role, doing exceptionally well acting with the CGI characters specifically. I'm not sure how they filmed it. Maybe they're just using tennis balls or something. But she nailed it. And her voice acting is pretty good too, but again, she doesn't have a big role. But she's funny in the parts she's in. Domhnall Gleeson is Thomas McGregor. Young man, Mr. McGregor. His commitment to acting with CGI characters is extraordinary. He spends significantly more time with them than Bee. It's one of the most believable performances that I've seen out of all these live-action CGI hybrid movies. However, I don't think this pair has much chemistry. The romance is incredibly forced. James Corden plays Peter Rabbit. I think his voice suits the character well. He has some funny and quotable lines. Not all of them work though. Some might disagree about how the eponymous hero is characterized here. In this flick, he's more like a British Bart Simpson.
What?
Arms up!
Really? Up?
You're up again!
You know where to aim.
However, in a cringe-worthy scene, Thomas McGregor is pummeled with blackberries, causing him to suffer an allergic reaction, requiring him to use an EpiPen. It's played for laughs, though. Some things shouldn't be joked about. Furthermore, why is Peter Rabbit so sadistic? Another grievance I have is he just doesn't learn a lesson. In the books, bad behavior is punished. That message gets lost in this translation. What is the moral of this story? Margot Robbie plays Flopsy. She's also the narrator. She stands out doing the best voice work. Elizabeth Debicki plays Mopsy. Daisy Ridley plays Cottontail. Colin Moody plays their cousin, Benjamin. As the only voice of reason, he acts as their conscience with his sensibilities. Sia plays Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, a hedgehog. Faisal Bazzi plays Mr. Todd, a fox. Ewan Leslie plays Piglin Bland, a dapper pig. Will Radkelt is W.J. Rooster II. Their dynamics are established early on, so their personalities have room to grow. The rooster is also hilarious in this. He's got this joke. It's like a running gag, but it keeps building up, and it gets better and better. But I don't want to say too much. It's so good. Literally, they all had fun in the recording booth. I love the orchestral score, but I don't really like the soundtrack in this. Full of top 40 pop songs from that time. They don't always match the tone of the film, like the song will play, but it doesn't match what's going on. But then it switches it and does the total opposite, because some songs change the lyrics to fit what's going on. So it's kind of a musical, but not really. It's almost like those segments are from a different film. They just seem out of place. While the humor does get repetitive, they could have took the easy way out and did a bunch of fart jokes and rabbit poops a lot jokes or rabbits multiply a lot jokes, but they didn't. So, bravo. Golf clap.
This is Ursula signing off. But before I go, I highly recommend Peter Rabbit, even if you don't care at all about Easter anymore this year.
Hey, Madam Matinee, why did the bunnies go on strike?
Oh no, darling. Please don't say it.
Because they wanted a better subway. Meow, 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 meow.
Well, you said it. How marvelous.
Overall, I grew up with these books. My mom used to read them to me as bedtime stories. This isn't the Peter Rabbit that my parents and I grew up with, but I don't think Gen Z kids would sit through that flick, so I understand the updates. I still love this fun, lighthearted, coming-of-age adventure about family, self-discovery, and appreciating nature. Inspired by the original 23 Peter Rabbit books by Beatrix Potter. It's good, but it's not without faults. The replacement of the fable-like simplicity with an unnecessarily overcomplicated plot outshines the darkness at the core of the Potter books. At times, it can be an obnoxious interpretation that's more cynical than it is sincere. I really do love the dry, cheeky British humor, though. So, this flick reminds me of Paddington, Caddyshack, and Alvin and the Chipmunks. So, I recommend this if you like that. So, my official grade for Peter Rabbit is a large popcorn with a large Easter egg on the side. I was going to say chocolate bunny, but I was thinking that was kind of morbid. So, no. I even have the DVD. Don't forget, if you're a cinemaniac like me, make sure you like and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell too. You don't want to miss out. And remember, despite this flick being short a few carats, it's still golden. Did you know that I'm a film critic for HorrorBuzz.com? You can read my reviews on their website, and I make frequent appearances on their YouTube channel, HorrorBuzz Live, so I'll leave links below for that too.
It's a lot to process.
It really is.